Hey, Jeremy here with Concrete Internet Marketing, and today we're going to take a look at how to write killer description tags to help increase your click-through rates and help your website move up on Google and other major search engines. If you have not watched our previous video about title tags and keyword research, you should go back and watch it so you can have your list of keywords ready when researching for your description tag. If you have your keywords ready, then let's get into it. The first thing that you're going to want to do is head on over to Google and do a search for your keyword. In this particular case, our keyword is going to be mortgage lender, and we're going to try to find some trigger words that some of the top advertisers are using to entice online searchers to click on their ads. So in this instance, Google has returned 4 advertisers at the top of the page. It looks like 3 out of these 4 advertisers are national and 1 is a local company here in Minnesota. So as we look at these ads, we don't want to focus on the keywords because naturally you're going to have 1 or more of your keywords in the description tag, such as mortgage, loans, lender, so on and so forth. What we want to locate is what I call trigger words. Trigger words are words that are used to create an emotional response that makes searchers want to click on your ad. So taking a look at this first result from Quicken Loans here, we can see a couple of trigger words that are standing out. The first one is compare, and then the second one that we see sticking out is satisfaction. Since getting a mortgage is a high dollar ticket, it only makes sense that consumers want the best deal and they want the process to go smoothly. So compare and satisfaction are great trigger words to entice searchers to click. The next ad that we see here is from top10mortgageloans.com. They also use the keyword the trigger word satisfaction. As a matter of fact, they like it so much they went ahead and used it twice. The next ad we see is from LendingTree, and it looks like their trigger word that they're putting their money on is for number 1. So based on this initial research here, I would simply consider satisfaction as the number 1 trigger word these advertisers are putting their money on, and I would incorporate that trigger word into my description tag. However, this is just the beginning of the research. In order to fully understand the big picture, you're going to need to follow this process for at least 2 or 3 or more keywords that you are targeting for each individual page that you're running an ad to or are creating the description tag for. But if you really want to dig deep into finding trigger words, we recommend checking out SpyFu. Here you can see we also did the search for the keyword mortgage lender on SpyFu. So as we scroll down here to the most successful advertisers and their best ads section, we can see much more detailed information such as the advertiser's monthly budget. We also see the percent that their ad is at the top of the page. And then we also see the coverage, which means how often an ad was displayed when it was triggered by a keyword. So with this information, we can really dig into the top advertisers for a keyword and see what trigger words they have been using over time. You know, since we just took a look at LendingTree and saw what they were doing over there on Google search, let's compare that to the information we find here on SpyFu. So as we look through LendingTree here, through their advertising history, we can see a couple of things. The first thing that sticks out is an ad that was ran when the Feds raised interest rates. So it looks like they aggressively went after that in their market. It was ran for a short time with some great success. It looks like ad position number 1 and ad position number 2. Number 1. So they ran it for, it looks like 3 or 4 months here. But however, this ad, it's time sensitive and it's irrelevant for long-term success. But whenever something in your market, such as the Fed's raising interest rates, goes viral and everybody's talking about it, obviously that's something that you want to go ahead and see if you can't take advantage of. So the other thing that sticks out here is their attempt to use the word amazingly. So it looks like we have a number 1 position here in May after they ran their Fed interest rate ad. And then they've also used it back here in January with a 6th position, 3, 4. So it seems like they also put their money in on amazingly. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at Consumer Advocate, they're spending 1.5 million a month on ads. I know, crazy, right? Lending Tree's at 2 million a month. But Consumer Advocate here, they're at the top of the page 100% of the time compared to 77 for Lending Tree, and they also have an 83% coverage, which is also the same as Lending Tree. So let's take a look at this data, and as we look at their ads here, we can see that they consistently are using one trigger word, trusted, in all of their ads. And it looks like a lot of great positions, a 3, a 1, a 2, 2s and 4s, still using trusted throughout here. Trusted, 1s and 2s. And this data, it looks like, is going all the way back to December 2015 that they have been using the trigger word trusted to entice clickers to come through and click on their ad. So based on the Spy Foods data, I would say that a company spending $1.5 million a month on an ad that is always on the top of the page and triggered 83% of the time their keyword is searched, that's a pretty good trigger word to use in your description tag. So if I was going to run an ad as a mortgage lender, the 2 trigger words that I would use based on the research that we've done here briefly would be trusted and satisfaction. An example of an ad I might run would go something like this. Your trusted mortgage lender with 100% satisfaction rate. Get a free quote now. Does that sound like something you would click on? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe for more videos that are sure to come. Also, be sure to check out our blog as we work our way through this 5-part video series titled 5 SEO Hacks You Need to Implement Today to Dominate Your Niche.